So, do you mind if I ask what your default stick is? I don't mean to get too personal.
No. Listen.
What's your...
That is a very, very personal question. Yeah, I'm plugging. Shit. What you want from me? So,
we
for anyone
see
who
you,
wants
Brandon, at Brandon Florick, the most filthiest bass player on Instagram.
Yo, for real. Dude, this kid. Oh, man. He's wifed up, right? Because, like, if not, ladies, the fingers on this fucking guy, oof. And even for some of you guys, you know, if, like, you're into that, Brandon's got he's got the fingers. He's got the touch. Well, you know, that's what we do, baby.
You know how it is.
For drumming, for all you kids who want to know, I play a size 3A. My stick company of preference would be Vic Firth. There are a couple of companies.
Not sponsored, not an ad.
We're not sponsored.
Not advertising.
Not an ad. Oh, Brandon's single. Yo, ladies, my boy is in the chat. Hit him up. Hit me up for the recommendations. I tell you, my man's got the thick. Can we get banned from Twitch for using the word? Never mind. So
I wonder if I started a virtual slow clap, and then I also wonder how many virtual slow claps have ever happened.
Yeah, and then how does everyone know when it's over? Hey, about to get the fingers.
You just blew my mind. So 3As. What do you like about 3As?
So in my lifetime, I have played through, or I don't know, with at least 10 pairs of sticks, like for longer than a day. Played through at least a show with 10 different types of sticks. And normally what most people start off are with 5As. I think those are a good base point for sticks and for anyone who plays drums and or anyone who doesn't. If you go into a place, a music store, and you get a pair of sticks, 5A is usually what the standard stick size, like weight, taper on the top, and the tip. Then you know, and these are just 5 and A are just a classification system for them. There are ones like D-Play said 7As, which, if I recall correctly, are like pencils.
They're so light. You
light,
can fly around with them. I feel like you could get a lot of dynamics with the head for like jazz.
Yeah.
If you want to hit with the tip, it sounds a lot different than the neck of the stick.
Yeah.
But I just hit too hard. I break them all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe
and
it's bad technique.
That's the thing. People, for the average listener that wouldn't know.
Yeah. Accurate. It's
sticks or cymbals and drums have so many sounds that they can make. A cymbal can make over 200 sounds, which sounds absurd.
Really?
Yeah. Considering
Did you measure that? Have you ever
No,
tried
there was
to do
a
that?
cymbal master that I watched on a Zildjian video. The guy was like, there are over 216 sounds, you know, and it's very small things. We're talking about hitting the cymbal on the side, right? And hitting it slightly different with like a little less weight, or hitting it here, or fucking hitting it and dragging off. You know, all of those things count as sounds, and they all serve different purposes, and wherever you want to find a little bit of a place for them, right? And so I think it's the same thing with sticks. Sticks are gonna they're gonna help you play the specific style of music, or they're gonna only help accentuate the sounds that you can get off of the cymbals. You know, depending on the tip size, the weight of the tip material, because some sticks are made with nylon tips. There are some sticks that the entire body, or 75% of the stick is made of plastic, and then the inside is actually an aluminum fucking piece, so it has a bunch of weight. And
you ever tried those?
I think they're awful. But if you play metal,
I feel like they go through cymbals way easier.
Yeah, dude.
Because there's like no flex to the material.
It's metal and plastic. You're slamming against cymbals. It's so bad. And then they have nylon tips. But if that's what suits your sound, then I think...
Or if that's what you can afford to replace cymbals and heads, and you don't have to worry about anything, then
go for it for sure. But these guys, do you ever just play on a desk, or is that me and ADHD? No, actually, I will tell you, I used to get in trouble at work especially my first coffee shop, because I would stand behind the espresso machine and I would tap and I would play. And I mean, like,
Rudiments
excessively. And
funny.
even to the point where, like, we listen to a song and steaming milk and, like, one leg and one hand is on the counter while I'm fucking doing this. And I'm just like, it's hard. It is very hard to take yourself out of that, you know? As drummers, we all just want to fucking hit things all the time. And there's constantly, if there's not a song, there's a beat. There's something that's always going on up here, which is great. This is why this is such a beautiful outlet for that. And especially for someone with ADHD, man, you sit behind a kid for like 40 minutes and you play. Oof.
Lets so much out.
Yeah. You'll be in a better place.
I feel like you can get really good by just, if you have a thing like an exercise or a drill that you're trying to practice, or maybe you saw it in a video and you're like, that's kind of interesting. If you're just tapping it as you go about your day, or
I mean, stickings help. Doing that for sure helps a lot, just to get the general motion, because a lot of the stuff that we do is, it's like any other thing that you would want to develop as a habit, right? Like working out. And so it starts to stick with you the longer that you do, and your muscles start to develop that feeling where it becomes more and more familiar. And so if you were to try and teach yourself the sticking for like a 5-stroke roll, right, which is right, left, right, or whatever orchestration that is, right? I played that on the counter at work when I was living in South Africa every single day for hours before I would go home and like practice that and try it. And so that stuff does translate for sure. It does help. It like just getting yourself into that muscle memory.
I feel that practicing, breaking old habits too is also what doing that type of thing helps you.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think for breaking old habits, it's working really slow. I mean, the thing that we try and teach a lot of the younger guys is, when you want to work, you got to work slow and diligently.
Oh, for sure.
The same way, and I like to compare practicing music to working out, because I feel like it translates a little better for people to understand. The same way you would tell anyone would understand that you would not power lift something without proper form. You wouldn't try and do something, you wouldn't do a deadlift if you didn't know how at the highest weight. So, like, why would you try and teach yourself how to do double stroke rows at 200 beats per minute?
If you can't do them at 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So you teach yourself slow, you get your form proper, you get the feeling right at slow intervals, because when you start to speed them up, you feel them incrementally better than if you jump from 60 BPM to 100. But breaking bad habits are hard. That's why I wish I had a drum teacher at the beginning and not take my first drum lesson 10 years down the line.
Yeah. I feel like I've never had a consistent drum teacher. Like, I've had people that I've sat down with and they've showed me stuff and I've been able to play with them.
But someone to drill you on a specific thing and then check in like it was school.
Yeah, I never really had that. So
yeah, that's good to have. It's good to have somebody help you be accountable and
help you figure out what your strengths are and stuff, huh?
Yeah, because one of the things too that I didn't realize, and that helps again with working out, is having a mirror in front of you so you can see. You know, we don't understand a lot of the motions at first because they're so foreign, but if you're sitting in front of a mirror and someone tells you that you hit this and you bring this back up, or anything, just to watch yourself, to see yourself sit up straight, and to watch your hand go down, watch it be a stroke from your fingers instead of your wrists, right? Mm-hmm. And so all those different things translate a lot easier when you can see it right in front of you. So
definitely underrated having a mirror to practice with.
Uh-huh. See,
oh, nice. He's got a good drum teacher. I find that
it is relatable. Thank you.
YouTube is an excellent resource for drum content, new ideas, different inspirations.
Yeah, I mean,
you can find anything there.
Dude, we're living in a time now where the amount of information that is available is so insane. It makes it it's both fun and a little overwhelming if you're a new student or a new person to anything and you want to learn about something. Now it's when we were coming up and YouTube was blowing up, it's where we could find 10, 50 videos on a subject. Now you can find over 100,000. in all different types of forms too. It's like
pretty
cool. So
incredible.
you can find the jazz guy's take on it, or the country guy, or the metal guy, or like you can find different notations for certain things. And so in that regard, it can be confusing at first, but having that much information available for free, for absolutely
Invaluable.
free, yeah, it's insane. It's like you have to take advantage of that.
All right. So earlier, I think we were talking about
You asked
sticks.
me about sticks. So this stick right here. So the reason I really, really love this guy, 3As. 3As for me.
This one has blood on it, so I'm just gonna discard it.
Yeah, that's cool. Whatever. These guys are slightly longer than 5As. And I'm just using 5A as my base for anyone who's watching, as we had discussed this earlier about 5As being the standard. These guys are longer. They feel, it's like weird. They feel
More front
lighter.
heavy, but
they feel
also more
front heavy.
balanced.
Yeah.
Something like
they're
that.
probably the most balanced stick I've ever played with in my entire life. And that makes so much sense that they are front heavy because they feel really light on the butt end, but they're heavier than a 5A.
What was the first stick you practiced with? Like when you first got into drumming, have you always had the same stick?
No. So I moved on from 5As to 5Bs because when I started drumming, I was a way heavier kid. I weighed like 350 pounds. And so like I had a bigger build. And so playing with 5As felt so small. So I jumped between 5Bs and 2Bs because those are both heavier sticks with like, I don't know, the tips on the 2Bs are a little fatter than the 5Bs.
Mm-hmm.
But I always felt like the length was something that I didn't like. I remember I played with these sticks that Mike Sassano gave me, and they had like this grip that came out, so they were like thicker just on the butt end.
Are they the Danny Carey ones? I think there might be one over there, but I know exactly. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
So
is it like chunky on the bottom, and
Just
then
the
it
bottom,
kind
and
of
then,
like
like-
has an hourglass end?
Yeah.
and then it tapers
Yeah,
off
dude.
towards the head. Yeah. Those are dope. I found those on the floor after someone broke down at a show. I've never seen them before. I was like, what is
Yeah,
this?
dude, those are literally the best sticks.
It feels like it has like a pistol grip or something.
Yeah.
Like it's so
Those things
comfortable.
are so cool.
You know it's not going anywhere. And I feel like it stops your hands from cramping up too because your grip is like
It's
more relaxed.
It's a little more relaxed. So you have more to grip on. But this, yeah, I feel like 3As. I would recommend these to anyone who plays drums to just try them out. My man said 2Bs. Tree
Trunk sticks. Accurate. Some people call them baseball bats too. And I see why.
Basically, dude. They're so
I get
heavy.
why. They are very heavy.
Yeah, and so I would say that these are perfect in every single way. I have nothing. I am nothing but gushing for these sticks.
So if we had to gun out the 3A replacement stick that
3A
has like
replacement stick.
maybe some characteristics of other sticks you're fond of, but those sticks have their drawbacks, and
Right.
you're like. So I have some like kind of obscure ones, or maybe some common ones and obscure ones, but I would like to know what you think about, let's say, 5B barrel tips. Have you played these before?
Barrels. I have not. These guys. All right. Wow.
You want to mess around with them and just see how they feel? Let me
Yeah,
close
these
the door.
already feel. This is so funny. So these guys, and if you want to show these guys, I don't know if you can even tell these barrel tips.
Here's a 3A.
Yeah, if you want to hold these up for comparison to see what I was just. AJ's gonna hold these up for comparison so you can see what I was just playing with versus what I'm going to play with. You're gonna hold them up right next to each other to see the length difference as well. Which like doesn't seem like too much, right? But that's
like maybe a millimeter.
this might actually be the first time that I played a stick that's like just shy of a 3A, and then it might be all right with. But yeah, that weight in the butt end, I can already feel. So.
Sorry.
And these tips, look at these things, man. They're like little fucking nipples. All right, So I can already tell. Just these fucking tips. They're just
You get a lot more
like attack. They're just cutting through. Yeah, they're just so tiny that they're like.
Do you feel like you have more control at all? Because maybe they're a little lighter. They don't have
so
a
that's
chunk
the thing.
to the front.
So, and that's kind of why I really love 3As, because they feel super light, but it's because a lot of the weight is already forward. Like it's on the top half of the stick. And so having this amount of weight in my hands feels a lot different. It's kind of like I have to figure out how to throw the weight in my hands or change where the fulcrum is on the stick, which for anyone who doesn't know, fulcrum is just a balance point on anything. So when we pick up drumsticks, we generally like to pick it up somewhere where there's about 1.5 to 2 inches off the butt end, which will bring us to like the balance point of the stick, which is basically where it's going to pivot the easiest, where we have to do the least amount of work when we're actually playing.
Sometimes you can mark the pivot point with your own blood.
Yeah, you can. It's pretty gross. Or Vic Firth sticks, which is really cool, have an American flag over here.
Oh, nice. That's right.
And so some of them, depending on the stick, you find that like that's where your fulcrum's gonna land.
That's like where the blood is.
Yeah, look at that. See?
That's kind of crazy.
Those guys, they know what they're doing.
David Copperfield, people. Game Fuel, yeah. This stream is sponsored by Game Fuel. Just kidding. Are you still messing with the 5B barrels?
Yeah. And I'm also finding that for me to feel comfortable with these, I have to grip them a lot closer to the butt end, where normally on a 3A, I do have that little bit of clearance. You know, I find, and any drum teacher will tell you that the closer that you are to the fulcrum, the least amount of work you'll be doing. And so the easier a lot of the stuff that you're playing is going to translate to, like being able to play out. And so the closer you are to the butt end, the more amount of physical work you have to do. It's like if you were to if the door handle for a door was located on the same side that the fucking hinges were located and you tried to pull it open, right? It's like...
That would be like holding the stick up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get leverage on it with your whole...
It's just silly. So there is a lot of work that comes with playing down here, but with that power comes a louder fucking stroke.
Have you ever listened to drummers like Thomas Lang who talk about letting the stick do the work for you? Yeah. He plays sticks that are... I think he plays the metal sticks, and those are really
Thomas Lang
heavy.
Is also a robot. Okay, when you're playing that well so perfectly for years, I mean, like, what? That dude's crazy. But yeah, he does. I mean, that's another thing. It's like there's a reason that bands, especially Thomas Lang. I mean, that dude plays in a lot of bands, and some of your favorite bands that play for 2, 3, 4 hours, arena rock bands, jam rock bands like fucking Fish and shit, like they play for 4 hours because everybody knows how to play with proper form. And like no one is tired. I mean, I'm sure they're tired at that time, but if you have proper technique and you're playing like that, dude, you can rip through 4 hours like nothing. You know? That was one of the
and conditioning
things.
Too.
Yeah, extreme conditioning, man. Like
you got to have the heart to do that. That's a lot of cardio.
I remember going to see a lot of the bands that played at Bonnaroo or any of these like music festivals where they have overnight shows or that like bands play 2-3 hours on a main stage. See, a lot of the bands that play for that fucking long. And
in extreme heat, in all weather,
with
it's
lights
impressive.
Going off with people, playing to a crowd of 80,000 people, and you have to wonder, like,
how do they pull it off, right?
Yeah, how do they do it, and how do they do it if they don't do it every night, like how do you do it and still play so well and still let all of your songs sing and translate really beautifully? And it's from being able to let your instrument do the work, you know,
and let the muscle memory take over too.
Yeah, dude. Those guys are sweating because it's hot, not because they're exerting a fuck ton of force.
Right.
Like,
they were asking. D Plays was asking what we were drinking. We got the Superhero Sidekicks by Kings County Brewers Collective.
KCBC, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually out. Fucking.
Nice.
Oh wait, AJ.
What's up?
No, not you.
Oh, the other AJ.
The other AJ.
If you're still watching.
Yo, if you're still watching, will you go upstairs and grab us beer?
We need to re-up on beer. I could take care of it if you want to try this other song request that D Plays had.
What was this?
Did you like that last artist, AJR, which is kind of funny because that's my name. And that's also the other AJ. What are the odds? Hangout?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Or are you feeling a track that maybe you want to play?
No, listen, we are here for the people, and the fact that homie put in a request means that we have to honor what the man wants.
I'm scared that if AJ comes back, he's gonna break another drumstick.
Yeah, he might, but it's fine. He's cute, so won't make him feel bad.
I'm still trying to find this track. It doesn't look like it wants to be found. I gotta turn.
Oh, you know what?
Links on.
I know what you can put on.
I don't know if you don't. What's up? What should I try?
I was gonna say you can put on Skylar. Play Skylar. Just Skylar for the kids. It's good to do.
Skylar?
Skylar, there's rot.
How do you spell Skylar? Is it
SKY? Yeah. As in sky. LAR. No. Skylar. It's
yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
There's
What's the song?
It's called Skylar, there's rot.
It's this one.
I mean, no.
It's not that one?
No, it's a West song.
Oh my God. Why didn't you say that?
Because
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, dude. I'm honestly, bro, I'm so sorry that I thought that
it's my fault. Don't be
No, it's okay.
Don't be mad at me. Actually, yeah, you could be mad at me. I'm mad at me. TBH.
Oh, West.
So Donald, 5B barrels, huh?
Yo, 5B barrels. They're the shit.
We should have done that thing that we did when we used to live stream in like 2016, which is like have a playlist of the
ready.
songs that we want to
okay.
play.
I mean, like
maybe next time.
If people are willing to get drunk, or rather pay to watch other people get drunk, and knit on OnlyFans, I think we're fine.
I'm determined to find this.
All right. Well, for all the kids who are in
I don't care.
Oswego, Canada. Well, that's live. Is there
Yeah, we don't want that. Wait, did you just say Canada?
Yeah.
They probably are in Canada.
Canada.
Is this a live one too?
There might be. If you go on YouTube, it'll come. Fuck it. Will that play?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. All right.
Do you hear it?
No, I mean.
I know why.
Goofy videos of walking through the park, you would jump in.
Wow.
My B, is this playing? Oh, that's been playing.
Shit.
Okay. Yeah? Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, shit.
It's the first episode, guys.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
Plus 100 scene points. While Donald is playing this, I'm going to grab a thing or two. But if you have any other requests, just type out the name of the track. We'll tune into it after. I'll try to get Hangout up after this. Here's Donald with Skylar, There's Rot by West Meets West.